Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I have pulled for you the Glyph Oracle card. Love and heart are the key words there, and it moves in this direction. So I'm never quite sure the way the camera is formed. If this is more helpful, probably, as that will be the top. All right, so I'm orienting myself, turning this round and round as a message around your understanding of the fullness of your heart, the fullness of your passion. For many of you, you have worked tirelessly in service of some kind of soul knowledge, world knowledge that you have been seeking to share with others, so that you are, and it has hardened your exterior or focused your exterior in a way that can appear cold or methodical or mechanical even to others, but it hides this incredible ocean of sensitivity towards some kind of healing work, cultural or generational work that you are doing to heal trauma or some injustices in the world. Because of the difficulty of the work you've had to do to pull this knowledge and information together, there appears to be this coldness that actually is a foil to the wealth of sensitivity that you feel. And because it's towards the conditions of some aspect of the world, it can appear as though it does not preclude your sensitivity and emotional responsiveness to individuals. Particularly, there is a kindness here that does feel, can feel not mechanical, but hard for you to express, hard for you to articulate. And that is what I am gaining right now from this card. So as we look at the overall energy, the Ace of Swords indicates, yes, I feel like this has been the burden of truth that you've carried, the burden of justice that you've carried into the world. This idea that the truth must be triumphant in solving, in cutting through, in addressing, in claiming a particular truth that has been long buried. And when I look at the underneath of the deck, I see the Six of Cups, which seems to point very specifically to the truth of a soul bond, a particular soul bond in your life. And because of the way this is coming out, it doesn't seem as though this soul bond is present in your life. Perhaps this is a former relationship, memory, colleague, or friend that had it feels like a brief but powerful impact on you, brought you truth about yourself that you were afraid to grasp, that you didn't understand, that was overwhelming, it was shiny, it was powerful, but you did not understand the truth of this relationship, and it inspired fear in you, actually. And perhaps now you're coming to an understanding of the power of that truth, the power of that soul bond and its relationship to your work in the world. So that inclines me to believe that the soul bond was related to you in terms of profession, arena of activity, some activity in the world that you were bonded around, and that you potentially saw your union as a way of better doing this work, better reaching this justice or victory, the healing of this generational trauma or some accomplishment regarding justice. This is a general reading, Virgo, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. I appreciate the time you're taking with me. I thank you for granting me that attention because it helps me. So in your present, you have the King of Wands. This is telling me that you feel confident and clear about what it is you're understanding about yourself, rather than continuing to hide or mask something. You want to act upon that, this knowledge, this truth that you're gaining access to about yourself. And rather than bringing up regrets or remorse, instead, it is empowering you to speak out, reach out, act out. It can be in a way of declaring this truth, not necessarily to an individual or an opportunity that you did not understand in the past, but in the way that you want to declare and share your deeper understanding. And this can seem uncharacteristic to many who know you at a personal level. And what I'm sensing is this kind of general reserve that I'm sensing many of you have, not showing your hand, not revealing your hand. This energy is quite opposite to that. You are personally buoyant, confident, inspired, and inspiring. And rather than seeking out necessarily that soul bond or opportunity, you are acting out in an empowered way, in an inspired way in your present environment, so that you are motivating others with the knowledge you bring. And this has a real emotional charge of healing, something that you understand that will help to bring healing to a situation of imbalance or injustice in the world. In the past, the Three of Cups is about the friendships in the past, the friendships that perhaps are no longer with you. And this is feeling as though you are in reassessing or reevaluating or understanding the truth of former friendships. You are revisiting those again. And this feels a little bit like a pattern, or as close as you would let another individual in, particularly a very important relationship, keeping things at a distance, at a friendship level, never moving beyond the level of friends. It doesn't feel like casual friends, just because of your nature and the nature of your heart. It feels profound. It feels um, like it's spreading. It generates good feelings. So I feel that this soul bond is one that was engaged in socially in a comfortable way, but it feels ultimately like you prevented it from moving closer than friendship. And regarding that, you still appreciate the power and the inspiration that you gained from this bond or these bonds in the past, no matter how long ago they were. In the future, the Temperance card. And here I feel that you are, in fact, reinvesting in your own sense of grace, equilibrium, perseverance, this truth that in some ways feels like a dark episode for you. Dark in the sense that you betrayed your own soul, never mind the betrayal to the other person or the opportunity, but you betrayed yourself in lying to yourself about the impact or the importance of a relationship. And in that way, you did harm. you did harm. I think you're seeing the harm that you've done to yourself, or you have seen for a long time, because this is something that feels like you've been cycling it, turning it over, looking at it. It's not like it's consumed your life. You've got business. You have work to do. And I feel that for many Virgos, you've devoted yourself to your work, that being the stand-in for all the love that didn't exist in your personal life, perhaps. But you ultimately understand that all you felt you empowered to do was to consider this, to look at the truth of this in bits and pieces along the way. And as it lands on you with more force now, it's because you're a stronger person. It's because you've gained a sense of integrity and grace and poise as you've learned to face significant challenges and overcome them. And so this has given you the ability to accept this very harsh and powerful truth, or somehow the clarity of the significance of this relationship is suddenly clear to you now. And it only better informs you about your own path of healing and of growth. I'm going to clarify the King of Wands in the present with the Eight of Water. And this is really about you never quite finding satisfaction, complete emotional satisfaction, or peace, contentment, or sufficient challenge in the relationships that you have cultivated. So that you have worked, you've been successful, you may have uh, uh, learned to take care of yourself in a very productive way. You have circled yourself with those relationships that support your progress and your growth, perhaps professionally. But you've also recognized the limits of those relationships. And until now, you have taken for granted the good feelings of those that you worked with, until you've reached a point where you realize you've never fully gone for, grasped the thing that you wanted most. And that feels to be a recurrent theme for you, Virgo, a true love, whatever that means. It doesn't mean that all of you are not involved in a satisfying relationships, but there is something that your relationships either empower you to do or they don't. And there's a sense of independence now where whatever side of that you are on, if you're in a successful relationship or not, you feel the urge to take that final challenge, to face that ultimate challenge that you feel really defines your life. And you're either doing it in partnership or not in partnership, but it is to the point of uh, facing a thrilling challenge, a challenge you recognize as a kind of crown of achievement for you. In the past, the Three of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Fire. Wow. So yes, a love burned bright for you in the past. It burned bright along the lines of the development of your professional practice, which I believe for many of you is an absolute labor of love, whatever that labor is. This had to be something that inspired your service, inspired you to give, to devote yourself, to appreciate the journey, the challenges, because you believed in it. You knew it was right for you. In fact, you saw it as a spiritual, righteous path that you were on, and your friendships, including any significant friendships, all cultivated and shared that same passion for this truth, for this inspiration, for this principle or belief. It also indicates that you have loved this love for a very long time, that this love began in your past, in your distant past for many of you. And so that's where the fire burned, and it looks like you kept it friendly, always kept it friendly. In the future, the temperance is clarified by the Hanged One. Interesting. So, yeah, I can see where your own refinement of character, of path, the way in which you have elevated yourself or progressed yourself through to more refined authenticity of who you are, uh, is currently stalled. It feels as though you are looking for the perspective that this truth is giving you, and you're allowing that truth to marinate for you. You're considering how this truth, this inspiration, this illumination or enlightenment about a past soul bond is altering your experience of the world, could alter your experience of the world. It seems as though you would like to progress upon the path you're currently on, perhaps in at least some relationship, or finding some peace or resolution with this enlightenment that you've gained regarding this former relationship, so that you understand that. I think you're considering your words, considering your approach, considering a conversation or an attempt to face this opportunity. If it's considering a formal apology or a casual I'm in town, what are you doing? Do you want to meet for coffee kind of thing? That's what I'm getting from this. You're considering a way to face this, to look at this, to acknowledge the depth of impact that it's had on you and the change in your perspective as a result. Perhaps a change that you're only now appreciating. I'm going to finish off this reading, Virgo, with an oracle card, and hope this reading has been insightful to you. And I have pulled the happiness card. Wow. Yeah, I do believe, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And I think you're considering that. You're looking at some former happiness or pleasure or positive memories in light of the path that you're on and your desire to progress, integrating all of the wisdom, the knowledge, the truth that you are gaining in this moment. Thank you for a beautiful reading. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more here. And until next time, Virgo, namaste.